Many people are building AI businesses, but what they're doing is they're taking existing AI infrastructure from ChatGPT or from Google AI Studio, from Gemini or whatever it is. They will use one of those API to pull in a chatbot, and they will build their own version of a chatbot. They will put some branding on it, and they will sell it, and they will call themselves an AI company. All they've done is taken something that exists, put a wrapper on it, put it out there, and sell it, and build a business around that. I believe that the AI bubble that will burst for those companies. What up, Bars Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Dropping Bars podcast, another season of the Dropping Bars podcast, and I aim to be way more consistent this season. Last season of the podcast was not very consistent. I did not complete the season, but it's going to be different this year. And this is the first episode of season 3 of the Dropping Bars podcast. And I am talking about artificial intelligence today. And I'm pretty sure this is of no surprise to everyone. And the reason why I am talking about AI, artificial intelligence today, is because I've been having some conversations with people. And right now, in 2026, people are still scared, worried about AI. As a matter of fact, I have been in conversations with people who are supposed to be thought leaders in the technology space and people who have an ear on the latest trend or what's happening. And sometimes I am surprised by some of the things that I hear them saying, such as artificial intelligence is a fad, that the bubble will burst, that people should not be using AI. And mind you, I understand that there are some fears surrounding AI. I also understand that there are some challenges and issues with AI. I was having a conversation just last week with a friend of mine, and we were talking about AI and its use in school and how some students are just putting their schoolwork into ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever it is, and just submitting work directly taken from an AI chatbot to you. And as someone who also lectures at a college, that's not something I accept, period. Like, if a student submit AI work to me, just take something from ChatGPT, take something from Gemini, Claude, whatever, and send it to me, automatic fail. I'm not accepting that work, period. But that doesn't mean that AI doesn't have a place in education. It doesn't mean that AI cannot be used to help expedite learning, also maybe make learning more efficient. Because, sometimes in our school system, we tend to treat every student the same way, treat them as if they learn the same way. So we deliver our lesson, we deliver our coursework, anything, as if every student is the same. And artificial intelligence tends to allow us to personalize the delivery of education. But, I'm not speaking about AI in education today. I just segued into that. The point I'm making here is, I believe that, well, I'm a techno-optimist. Let me just put that out there. But I also believe that artificial intelligence is not going anywhere. It is here to stay. Now, me saying that does not negate some of the challenges that AI brings. I want to make that very clear. I am not saying that artificial intelligence is the end all and be all, is the great savior of the world. I'm not saying that. There are some issues surrounding AI. There's a lot of issues surrounding AI. I mean, we have like the deepfakes. I've seen a lot of content put out online now, and literally I have to question everything. And you should do as well. So there are problems with it. However, because there are problems with it, does that mean that we absolutely have to ignore it? And I would encourage everyone in 2026 to become AI literate. And the reason is because I believe as we press forward, and mind you, I think we're still in the early days of AI. Yeah? So I think it is still very early for people to get in to the AI space. And you don't have to be an AI engineer an AI developer. I am not. But I still think it's early for people to start using AI, for people to start leveraging AI in their business, in their organization, in whatever it is that you do. And I think how you need to be thinking is, how can I utilize artificial intelligence in my operation, in whatever you do? How can I use it to make my operation more smoothly, to make it more efficient? I think that's what we need to be thinking about. Now, one might recall many years ago, when the internet just came out, everybody thought the internet was a fad. Everybody thought, the internet is going to go away. As a matter of fact, there was a lot of companies that were built on top of the internet during the dot-com era. And everybody said, yeah, the bubble will burst and the internet will go away. And so, now, they were right in one instance, because the internet bubble did burst. But what it did is that did not get rid of the internet. It got rid of those companies that were built on top of the internet without any real infrastructure supporting them. So a lot of companies went under, people lost money when the dot-com bubble burst. And I believe what we are going to see in the age of AI, I think that there will be a bubble that will burst. There will be a bubble. But here's what I think the bubble is. Because I've been observing that many people are building AI businesses, but what they're doing is they're taking existing AI infrastructure. So, for instance, they might use maybe an API from ChatGPT or from Google AI Studio, from Gemini, or whatever it is. They will use one of those API to pull in a chatbot, and they will build their own version of a chatbot. They will put some branding on it, and they will sell it, and they will call themselves an AI company. When really, in reality, they have not built anything. All they've done is taken something that exists, put a wrapper on it, put it out there, and sell it, and build a business around that. I believe that the AI bubble that will burst for those companies, those businesses, those people that are taking existing, infrastructure and just putting a wrapper on it without building anything. And the reason why I think that is where the bust will be is one change, any change. So, for example, let's say you're using your underlying technology is from OpenAI with ChatGPT, and you put a wrapper on that, and that's what you're selling. So ultimately, you didn't build anything, but you're using ChatGPT, or maybe you build an app using Firebase Studio or Google AI Studio. For example, like I've built many apps using Google AI Studio, which I can sell because they're pretty good. They're basic, but they're good. But what happens if OpenAI or Google or whatever make one change to that thing? One change, and that disrupts my entire business. I think it is a bubble. That's where everything is gonna go. That's where the destruction, the busting of the bubble, whatever it is. I think that is where it's gonna happen. The people that are building businesses on top of the existing AI infrastructure, they're not developing anything per se on their own. They're just putting a wrapper on something that exists, creating a little chatbot of their own and selling it. That's the bubble I think that will bust. But artificial intelligence on a whole is here to stay. And in the workforce, employers will start looking for employees with AI knowledge. Here's the reason why I think that AI literacy is so important. Today, we need to learn AI. It's not too late. It's very early. People are making mad money with artificial intelligence. People have gotten way more efficient, way more effective with artificial intelligence. There's a couple of business consultants and experts and business owners. I've watched a couple interviews with a couple of them, even some of the actual AI developers themselves. And one of the things that they're saying is they're convinced that in the very near future, somebody will build a one-person billion-dollar business using AI. They're convinced of that. Listen, believe me, I am not doubting that. I think it's possible. I think it's possible. I mean, period. I have seen what artificial intelligence can do. So yes, there are some downsides, but I believe that the upside is also there. AI is not going anywhere. And many companies right now are looking to either reskill or upskill their employees where AI is concerned. So anybody who's watching this video, I don't know if anybody's watching, but if there's anybody watching, I want to encourage you to start taking your AI education very serious. And mind you, you don't need any formal education to say you have to go to school and get a degree in artificial intelligence. I don't have that. I have a degree in digital media, yes. But I don't have any formal training per se in AI. What I've done is I've gone to YouTube, the University of YouTube, and I follow all the AI thought leaders, all the AI guys there are guys on YouTube that as soon as there's some new AI news that's out there, they will grab it, summarize it, explain it, break it down for you, make a video, put it out there. So I don't necessarily have to go, depending on the news, I will go and read the whatever press release or whatever the company puts out, whether OpenAI or Gem or Google or whichever one, I will go and read what they put out for myself. But most of the times, I would just go, I will let those guys go analyze it, make sense of it, and then they make their videos. I go on YouTube, I watch all the videos about what's happening. There are changes in ChatGPT. Tell me what the changes are. And that's where my education comes from. Well, obviously, and reading and following the news. As a matter of fact, I have a task running in both Gemini and ChatGPT where they would search the web every morning and they will send me a list of, like a summary of all the news surrounding AI, social media, and topics of interest to me. Obviously, you can do the same thing and have it send you new summaries of things that are interesting to you. For me, it's AI, social media, digital transformation, communication. These are the topics that the AI will summarize every morning and send me a news listing with all the links back to whether it's a news article, a blog post, whatever it is, so I can stay up to speed on what is happening. So the point I'm making is, you don't need to go to school and get no formal, like a degree, formal education. You can start with free resources. There are a lot of free resources online. There are, like I said, YouTube videos. There's articles that comes out. Now, okay, I also do pay. So, for example, there are some things that I want to learn, and I might pay an AI consultant to teach me a couple of things. So I have done like one-on-one sessions with AI consultants on topics where I might want to learn how to use a particular thing, like Firebase Studio. I would pay a consultant and say, I pay that consultant and say, hey, I need you to come and show me how to use this, how to do this. And in some cases, I'm not even really using that thing in my everyday life. I just want to know how, because I'm interested. So yeah, I've paid, like somebody might say, it's $300 an hour. I'll say, okay, fine, cool, I'll pay it because I want to learn. I don't want to get left behind. And I don't think you should either. AI is not going anywhere. People say the same thing about social media. Social media is a fad. Social media is this, is that. Social media is still here. It's not going anywhere. Now, it might change, evolve, but it's here. It's still there. The same thing with AI. There might be some changes, there might be some evolution of AI, but honestly, it's really not going anywhere. So I don't think that we should be fighting it. I think what we should be doing is embracing it. So if you have not paid any attention to artificial intelligence in 2025, I think that you should pay some attention to it in 2026. Make this one of your goals to learn AI, to learn maybe one or two AI tools that can help make your operation, make your job, make your business, whatever it is, much more efficient. And I tell you, you can implement AI in almost every area of your business operation. You don't have to think, okay, what are some of the tasks that I do right now manually that I can also store on AI? Here's the important thing though. The human, me and you, we are still the creative and strategic catalyst because we have to tell the AI what to do. So we have to know exactly what we are telling the AI to do. Because if you don't give it a good prompt, garbage in, garbage out, the prompt is the instruction that you give the AI so that it can give you an output. And if you don't give it a good prompt, then the output will be garbage. So it's very important to give it a good prompt. But the human has to be the creative catalyst and the strategic catalyst because we have to know exactly what we want so we can tell the AI what we want. And on top of that, the human still has to be the expert in the field because you need to know if the output that you got from the AI makes sense or not, because AI hallucinates it, so it gives you a bunch of crap output sometimes. And if you don't know, then you might think what you got is good. You put that out there and boom, you end up in trouble, because AI tends to hallucinate and mix up things. It will make up a response. If it doesn't know or have the information or whatever it is, what you want, it will not make it up. So you as the human, you have to still be the expert to know that the output that you got from the AI is good, that you can use it, but you should never use it wholesale. Okay, I think that made my point. So that's it. That's all I got for you today. I do commit to doing a one episode of the podcast every week. I am going to have different styles. So I'll have interviews in some cases, just like we did with season 1. I will have solo episodes like this. I mean, it's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. And there's also going to be some solo ones like this. So that's it for me for today. Thank you for tuning back in to the Dropping Bars podcast. This is season 3. And I am going all in. My word for the year is consistency. So I will be consistent with the podcast going forward. So, Bars Nation, thank you so much for tuning in. And I will see you in the next episode.